Time to get recharged and fueled up for success. Your host, Aprille Hunt, Super CEO of Coach, Speak, and Serve, is serving up the fuel you need to connect with other amazing leaders and learn new strategies to help you create more impact and profits in your businesses. Now, here's Aprille.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Aprille Hunt, your master coach and president of Coach, Speak, and Serve, and also the host of CEOFUEL. And I'm super thrilled about today. Yes, this is real excitement. I woke up this morning feeling energized, feeling positive, feeling in charge of my own life. And I'm excited to share with you some things later on today that we're going to be talking about in the show. And I want to kind of just, I want to have fun today. I want to just, have a conversation with you. And so today's going to be a little bit different. And so if you are just now joining, I encourage you to tag someone. If you're on your phone, click the share, wherever it is, whatever, whether you're an iPhone user or an Android user or a whatever user, I want you to share that, share this broadcast and get comfy, because I want to come to you from a very different place today. I'm coming to you right now. I'm in LA, Los Angeles. I've been here for a while, working with a couple of clients and working from here in my normal day-to-day. And I think that's one of the things that I love about entrepreneurship. So come on into the room. Welcome to CEOFUEL. CEOFUEL, you all know. And for those of you who don't, and this is your first experience, this is all about you. This is about you learning, you being connected with, and you getting tools, tips, strategies, ahas that will make your own businesses thrive, that will make your own businesses grow and do more amazing things in the world, so you can make that impact. But today I think I want to share with you a little bit of my personal story, and I'm definitely going to do that. And so I want to share. First of all, hold on, you guys. Look, I'm saying hold on live broadcast. Don't hold on really, but hold on, right? So last week we had on our show Stacey Ferguson from Be-Blogalicious. Be-Blogalicious happened when did Be-Blogalicious happen? It happened this past weekend in Atlanta. I heard it was a huge success. I mean, monumental. Our COO, Rhonda White, went out there. She was able to reconnect with Stacey. Stacey's one of our dear friends, and she's actually my mastermind sister. And so we were able to go out there, and Stacey introduced us into some amazing brands that you'll see at our event in Epic, our 5th annual conference in March 23rd, 24th, 25th. In Dallas, Texas. So we're really thrilled about that. So Stacey, congratulations on all your success and all the people that are going to be now working with you and becoming rock stars at what they do in blogging and really just expanding the whole blogging conversation. So I see you guys coming in. Hey, Ty. Hi there. How's it going? Nice to see you. Hey, June. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Tamisha. Nice to see you. You guys tag someone right now. I want to get in just about a moment. I want us to share. I said this last week. I swear I'm going to create a jingle. Who creates jingles? Okay. Because we're going to have a 1, 2, 3 share jingle where we all share this broadcast at the exact same time. So on the count of 3, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, I want you to share this broadcast. If you're watching, don't be stingy with the information. So on a count of 3, 1, 2, 3, hit the share button. I'll do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight for you. If you do me a favor and hit the share, tag a friend, somebody that you like, love, or you kind of like, and they need this information this morning to carry them throughout the week. We're in the middle of the week, hump week, day after election day. And I said I wasn't going to mention the election day, but I am. I am a Democrat, so I am going to say that. However, I feel good. I feel good, and I want you to feel good too. I want you to feel good, and I'm going to share with you some very personal things later on in the show. But I just wanted to say hello to everyone, and I want everyone to be in a optimistic have an optimistic experience this morning and hopeful and understand how much of your own life you actually control. And so that's the conversation I really want to have today. And so I encourage you to to continue your positivity and stand on the things that you truly believe, whatever they are, and wherever you are, and whatever your upbringing is, or your demographics, or your economics, whatever it looks like. We're all here because we want to win. We're here because we want to do a good in the world. We're here because we have things that we can offer our audiences that can help them in some area of their life, whether it's life, business, spirituality, relationships, doesn't matter, whatever it is. We're here because we have a common goal, right? And so I want to stand on the common goal today. And the common denominator in all of us is us, right? Individually, we have so much control over what we can and cannot do, what we do, what we say, what we think. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I also want to, so thank you so much for everyone who shared. Thank you to our sharers. I swear every show, I think I'm going to give out, I need a sponsor that's going to give out a $50 gift card to the person who shares first or something. So I'm just putting that out there. So we're paying for shares. How about that on CEO Fuel? So, shout out to everyone. And also I have to say thank you to our production team. Thank you so much to Enlightened Audiovisual, who puts this production on for us every week. Thank you so much for what you do. And also I have to share as well, you know what? The type of people you want around you and that you do business with are people that push you, people that make you work harder, people that push you to the envelope. And I want to share with you something before we bring on our guest, that something that happened to me this week. And I was with a client. We were driving a couple of hours away here in California. We were going to a ranch in Santa Clarita and had an amazing experience. And on the way back, I got a call from Rob. And Rob is the producer and the founder of Enlightened Audiovisual. He's the mastermind. And then Sam is the co-producer. Shout out to Jenny Q. Jenny Q is the program director. And so, I got the call. And now, mind you, I'm leaving, looking at this amazing site over California and just the mountains, and had a very positive meeting. And what came out of that was amazingness. And so I was feeling good, slightly overwhelmed. And I want to ask you, have you ever had this happen? And so the phone rings, it's Rob, I'm talking to him, and what he's saying to me is, I want to step this up, and I want you to step this up, and I want us to blaze trails, and I want us to do these different things. And I'm listening to him, and I'm aligned with what he's saying. And as soon as I hung up the phone, I literally broke into tears, because the thought that came to me was, and this is what I said, and and this is not a plan. I don't have this wrote down anywhere. I wasn't planning on sharing this morning, and I will try to not cry off my makeup through this show. But what I thought was, and what I said to my client was, I said, because Rob said, basically, be a fucking Olympian. If you're gonna do it, be an Olympian and do it. Right? He gave me some analogy about riding a bike, right? You don't have to be excellent at riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike. But if you're going to be in this space, in this live streaming space, and you're going to, make an impact on people, and you're going to show up consistently the way that I do with our brand, to feed our audience, Ty, to feed our audience, June, to feed our audience, Cheryl, to feed our audience, Marquise, to feed our audience, Michael, if we're going to consistently show up, then do the damn thing, right? And do it with the most excellence that you can absolutely do it. And so what I felt was, and I said, I was such a baby. Y'all would hardly believe how much of a baby I am. But I dropped my head. I was like, why do I have to be great? Why can't I just be average like everybody else? And so I went to this whole, why do I got to be an Olympian for about 5 seconds, right? And then I snapped out of it, and I was like, because I am, right? And somewhere in you, there is an Olympian. There is someone who is amazing. And no matter what journey you've traveled, and no matter how hard the road may seem, no matter what decisions are made that are outside of you, that impact you in some way, you're still an Olympian. You still have the opportunity to try, right? Let's say I never make it to the Olympics in live streaming. But the road there is going to be a whole lot of damn fun, right? Let's say, now I don't believe I'm not. Trust and believe that I've manifested everything that I've said that it was going to happen in my life. However, I'm just saying, that the journey, your journey in entrepreneurship is like the Olympic journey. And I want you to be thinking about that. I want you to think about the fact that you're a gladiator, and gladiators fight, and gladiators win, and they fall, and they get scraped, and they get bruised, and gladiators are left out of meetings, and gladiators lead meetings. They lead people. And I want you to activate your gladiatorism this morning, and I want you to carry that out into 2017 with not a vengeance, but with the positivity and the optimism that you can do what you want, you can have what you want. And I want to extend this conversation today. So our guest today is going to be David Bayer. So I'm really super thrilled about that. I had the opportunity to meet him at Entrepalooza. I went to Entrepalooza a few weeks ago in Santa Barbara. Shout out to Entreport. Shout out to Valerie. Shout out to Rochelle. Shout out to Landon. All the people there that I love. Entreport is our CRM. For those of you new to entrepreneurship, CRM stands for your customer relationship manager, different from an autoresponder, different from an email marketing system. CRM is the big daddy of all of those things. And I'm proud to say that we work closely with Entreport to make shit happen in our business. And so thank you to them. Also, so David is an amazing individual, and I'm going to bring him up here shortly. And I'm really super thrilled about the things that he's doing, his mind shift, his whole thing about, mastering your own business and your mindset. And that's really important. And him just helping people create a powerful living experience. And so I'm really super thrilled and excited about that. And then later today in our Learn and Do segment, I'm going to be sharing with you some very personal things. I want to talk to you personally about what I learned from my losses. And I think it's important because people think that because you win or lose, and yes, some of you may say, well, are you piggybacking off of the election? I am. And so I want to share with you some personal things because I think it's important that we learn how to be graceful and respectful and demonstrate what the expectations that we have of our leaders. I think a whole lot of shit, and I'm going to share it with you after David. So I'm super, super thrilled about that. So Learn and Do. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. If you haven't already shared this broadcast, make sure that you do. Okay. We're not stingypreneurs. We are sharing and free flowing with information that helps not only ourselves, but other people. And so we're going to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to introduce to you David Bayer. Are you looking to increase your bottom line with your products and services? Are you wanting to connect with an engaged audience of entrepreneurs who leverage coaching, speaking, and authorship in their businesses? Well, we may be a great fit. We're looking for sponsors for CEO Fuel. If you're interested, send your inquiry to sponsor@ceofuel.live, and one of our team members will get right back with you. Now, back to the show. Hi, so we're back. Thank you so much for, we hope that some of you all are interested in becoming sponsors of ours. We're excited about this season 1. This is season 1, episode 7, lucky number 7, right? So I'm really super thrilled about that. And so I want to introduce to you, someone who who's, first of all, the team met him first. And then they were like, oh my God, you got to meet David. I'm like, who's David? They're like, you don't know David? I'm like, I don't know David, but apparently I need to know David. And apparently our team thought that he needed to know me as well. And so David is the founder of himself. And he has an amazing story about mastering the invisible forces and creating, controlling your life, business, and destiny. David.
Aprille.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you again.
Nice to see you. Welcome to CEO Fuel.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yeah, thank you for getting up early.
Likewise.
So we just recently met, and that's why I think I love this, that you can meet new people you've never seen before, you've never heard of before, and you can create something, you can show up, and now my audience gets exposed to your mind. And I have, and you and I have talked from a business perspective, but can you just share with people, like, who the heck is David Bayer, and why is the people creating a powerful living experience and controlling their own life and business and destiny? Why is that important to you?
Yeah, so I think David Bear's a guy who's been on a journey of really trying to figure out what's possible, in his life and what's possible in the lives of other people. So I've been an internet entrepreneur since I was 20 years old, and it's been 2 decades now. And in my early 30s, I got to a point where looking from the outside in, everything looked successful, but inside I didn't feel successful. Constantly stressed, anxious, overwhelmed. And I shared with you part of my story, which was, in my journey that led me into drug and alcohol addiction. And at that point that my life had become unmanageable, I started asking some really good questions around what was possible. And it took me on a 10-year journey of really immersing myself in everything from personal development to studying all the spiritual teachings to neuroscience, metaphysics, and law of attraction to really understand, how are we really powerful creators and how do we create powerfully in our lives? And so what we're really up to now is helping people, entrepreneurs in particular, end their individual suffering, because that's the first thing that needs to happen, the stress, the anxiety, and the overwhelm, and then helping them really become the powerful creators that they are.
Okay, wow. So that's a whole lot. And so I kind of want to dial back to what people's perceptions are. when they see you, they think, wow, there's this guy, he has some amazingness happening. And you can follow David. You can go to David Bayer, DavidBayer. You can see it at the bottom of the screen, and go to his website.com and check him out there. But David, people may say, you know what, this guy's smart. Like, how did you get out of that? How did you get stuck in an addictive situation where it could have took you out? It takes lots of people out, right?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us what was the turning point for you during your drug and alcohol addiction during that time in your life? What was the turning point that you said, you know what? Like, what was the day? Was there a day? Was there a season? What was happening?
Yeah, there was. We had just raised several $1 million for my business. We had brought on additional investors. I had one of those crazy weeks where I was working 16, 18 hours a day, and I came home on a Thursday night, and I just wanted to check out. So it started with 1 beer, then 2 beers, then 3 beers, and the next thing I knew, I woke up Friday afternoon. And so I spent that whole weekend, really on the merry-go-round of self-loathing and questioning, how does this all work and how do I make this work? And I asked one good question that Sunday evening, which was, is this it? And, I wasn't very spiritual at the time, but there's an adage in scripture, which is ask and ye shall what?
Receive. And
so one after another, I started getting answers. And the first came in an unusual form, which was I developed have you ever been to a bookstore and you develop a relationship with a book? Right. So I had one of those magic moments, and it was this book on Buddhism. And so I was looking at what Buddha said, and he said, listen, there's actually a right way to think and a wrong way to think. And the right way to think leads to enlightenment and happiness, and the wrong way to think leads to suffering. And so I didn't have all the answers then, but I had even better questions. So I went on this decade-long ask and receive journey. And what I've come to really appreciate is that we are powerful creators, and our creative capacity is dependent on this extraordinary technology between our ears called our brain. And it's a goal-achieving machine that most people were never taught how to properly utilize. And whenever I speak to someone, Aprille, I know what goals they're achieving. I know that the fact that they're giving their brain instructions, even when there are things that they're achieving that they don't want to. So the key is to figure out, how are we giving ourselves instructions so that we can be congruent with what we want to create in the world?
How are we giving ourselves instructions so that we can be congruent with what we want to create in the world? Someone please put that on a meme, tag me, tag David, right? I mean, it's so important, David, right? That I don't think people understand. And I love that you said, this spiritual adage, and I love that you said law of attraction, because I think people think that you, and I started this off earlier saying I've manifested everything that I wanted, right?
Yes.
I think sometimes people think, and let's talk about law of attraction for a minute. I think sometimes people think that, I'm not spiritual, or I'm shunning my religion if I believe in this woo-woo law of attraction situation. Can you just give your input on the law of attraction and what your thoughts are in regards to, you shed some light to our audience?
Yeah, I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. In fact, I think the idea that we're powerful creators is tremendously spiritual. And so, what we have is, it's a really interesting conversation, Aprille, when you look at the whole puzzle, because we live in this vibrational reality, right? I mean, we know from science that the way we perceive reality is not the way reality is. Absolutely. So we've got these incredible vibrational interpretation devices called our 5 senses that are interpreting this like fluctuating environment around us into the physical reality we experience.
Yeah.
Well, your brain is also this electrical device, right? It sends off these waves and these vibrations. So it's always interacting with the quantum reality. And what's so extraordinary is that based on what you've decided about money, what you've decided about yourself, what you've decided about competition, what you've decided about entrepreneurship, it gives the instructions to your brain to only think that way. It also determines the way you perceive the world. Your brain will literally filter out anything that's not congruent with what you've decided, and it manufactures the coincidence in your life. So I don't think that law of attraction and spirituality are mutually exclusive. And I think until you actually understand the whole picture, the problem is not that law of attraction doesn't work. It's that most people aren't aware of what they're thinking.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Listen, so I was first introduced to the law of attraction. I don't know when you were, but for me, it was like whenever The Secret came out, and I want to say like 2006. And people kept saying to me, and I'm sure you watched The Secret or read a book or, yes. And so for me, it was 2000. It was 2009, 6, whatever it was. And someone said, they kept asking me, have you heard about The Secret? And I was like, well, what's the damn secret? I don't know what The Secret is. I was like, I hadn't heard The Secret. And they're like, no, have you watched The Secret? There's a movie called The Secret. I was like, no. Right. And so what it did for me was it really, David, helped me understand that I was aimlessly, although I was thinking about things and I was intentional with certain things, it wasn't to the level that I was right now, right? It wasn't until I actually learned and understood that I could truly manifest finances, more spirituality, a closer connection to my God, a closer and deeper connection to the relationships and the people in my life if I thought differently, and that if I was intentional about the things that I thought. And what I decided was I wanted to tell a new story. And so what you're saying, I'm so super aligned with, and I'm excited that we get to introduce you to our audience. And so let's fast forward some. So it's this Sunday, you ask yourself these questions. And so wait a minute. So you were functioning. So you were a millionaire running a multi-million dollar corporation, and you were abusing drugs and alcohol, and you came to a pivotal point, and you asked yourself some hard questions, and then you made a new choice, and you started thinking differently. And so tell us about, how you shifted from that business into powerful living experience and helping other people shift their mindsets.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So my background was in search engine optimization. I loved sophisticated algorithms. I love puzzles. I love seeing patterns. And when I got into this work and I started studying everything from spirituality to neuroscience to metaphysics to peak performance, I saw a puzzle. And what I saw was that most of the people around me were suffering. And as I got deeper and deeper into this conversation around transformation, what happened was there were all these promises of transformation. But the conversation about transformation is very different than transformation. Like I've said before, that's the difference is the difference between the conversation about sex and having it, right? They're two completely different things. So I became fascinated with what actually transformation was and its brain change. And there's only one moment of transformation. All the teachings lead to this moment. And it's the moment that you're having an experience with an old pattern of thinking. And for whatever reason, it's replaced by a new pattern of thinking. And it literally changes the neural networks of your brain. And so once I understood that that was the only moment of transformation, I became obsessed with finding the most elegant way to get there. Because you have a lot of listeners that understand what you're saying, but they're caught in old brain patterns. It's neurophysiology. They would like to think differently, but they don't know how to think differently because they've always thought this way.
Right.
So a lot of our work is about teaching the science behind brain change, which as you do it, you actually start to live a more spiritual life. And that's the beauty of this bridge between science and spirituality and becoming a powerful creator.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. I want to head over to the comments really quickly. If David is ringing your bell, hashtag bell right now. If he is in your mind, hashtag bell right now. If the bells are going off, listen, it's so true. I think David, I think what he's saying is we live in such a place of judgment of ourselves. What we're doing is wrong. It's this, it's that. And I think we've got to get past that hump and be more open to new ways of being, new ways of connecting, new ways of showing up, new ways of our habits. And I talked about a few weeks ago, Cheryl Wood was on, and we were talking about Tony Robbins and something he says about, creating habits and all these different sorts of things. I mean, all of this is relevant, and what you all are seeing, and David, let me know if you agree or not, But what you're saying, like, this is the new entrepreneur. This is the new CEO. We don't have to, be on the 27th floor of anybody's building anymore. I'm literally in an Airbnb. Shout out to Airbnb. By the way, they need to pay me because I have shouted them out so many times. I'm always traveling. So just somebody tweet Airbnb for Epic Aprille on Twitter, please. But this is the new CEO. We truly have control to create the things that we want. And I love what David just said. David, what you just said, I got to look this way to look at David. What David just said. But what you just said, David, about, that point where of transformation where it actually happens, which is where something that you have been thinking that has maybe not served you up until this point, maybe it has, but needs to change, is replaced by a complete fullness of a new decision, of a new way of thinking about whatever that thing is. And I see so many people, David, like stuck in bondage of what they think about shit, what they think about life, what they think about love, what they think about money, and it just traps them. Can you talk about the people that you work with that you just see that are trapped? Like, there's a person right now, there's a woman right now in Atlanta, Georgia, who is trapped in her mind and she can't get out. There is a husband in Seattle right now who is sitting at his desk and he wants to end it all. There is a teenager right now going to school who doesn't know, the right things to do and isn't being taught the right things. How do people get out of something that is so ingrained in them? How do they even start the process? What do you even say to them?
It's such a good question because, in fact, you get caught in what's called a psychocybernetic loop. Because once you make a decision that life will be a particular way, that's the only way you can perceive it. And so it's the only evidence you have, right? So
hold on. So you said something scientific, psychocybernetic.
Yeah, it's called a psychocybernetic loop, right? And all it means is that the moment you make a decision, you've now enrolled your brain in proving that to you. And once it starts proving that to you, it's the only evidence you have. And so what's happened, Aprille, is most people don't give themselves permission to actually make a new decision because they don't understand how their technology works. So what we teach is two things. We teach a series of what we call wisdom teachings, and then we teach people how to apply it in the moment because that's only when the transformation takes place. So one of the most profound wisdom teachings that we teach to help people find their way once they've gotten lost in the natural functioning of the brain is this statement, and it's profoundly simple. If you're thinking something that doesn't feel good, it's not true. And your job, what you've been given is an emotional guidance system that is designed to signal to you by moving into a suffering state, some form of stress, anxiety, or overwhelm, that there's unintelligent thinking taking place. So once you move into a suffering state, you can rest assured that the only cause of your suffering in the moment is that there's unintelligent thinking taking place. And now your job is to go find it.
Oh my God, that just slapped somebody in the face this morning. That really that rung some bells. People are in the chat box, the hashtagging bell. David, what you're saying is resonating with people all across this country. And we have people outside of the country watching. For all of our playback people that are going to be watching, hashtag bell when you hear this, when it rings something true for you. Listen, the mind is such a powerful thing. And I think that people underestimate how powerful it is, and that we allow so many other things that we don't have control over to stand in the way of the things that we do. And the main thing that we do is us and how we move and how we operate on a daily basis. So I'm all in love with what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, and that's what's really driven us, because I'm a strategist. So we believe that in order to have a powerful living experience, you have to develop mastery in 3 areas of your life. 1 is your mindset, 2 is business mechanics, and 3 is relationships. But if you can't get your mindset straight, if you've unconsciously made decisions that are against what you're consciously trying to create, it doesn't matter what trainings you do, what tools you have, what techniques you know, you're not going to be able to create what you want in the world. And so that's why we always say it's mindset first.
Oh my God. Somebody hashtag boom in the comment box right now. He just said, so basically, let me just break down what he said. It don't matter what you want if what you're thinking is totally against the thing that you said you want to create in the first thing.
Absolutely. Amen.
You can want whatever you want. You can have whatever desires you want. You can take whatever courses you want to take. You can go to whatever events you want to go to. You can connect with whoever you want. But if you innately don't even believe it, and you are having an internal contradiction And the thing that you actually do desire, it will never come to you. You will stay in a vicious cycle of the hamster wheel, going nowhere, seeing the same thing over and over again, wishing that you can get out, right? And we want to move past wishing. I mean, listen, this is, David, I didn't get to share with you when we met my whole story, but listen, I dropped out of high school at 17 years old. I skipped college. I still, I feel like, and I don't like to say self-made necessarily, but I'm a fighter, right? And I am living my American dream based on what I believe as an American, right? So whatever that is for me, that's what I'm aspiring to have in my life for myself and my family. And so it wasn't until I grabbed hold, audience, of the type of stuff that David is teaching people, and this is probably the deepest conversation that I've had in regards to law of attraction and manifestation, your mind, with someone. I'm always talking about business, and I know this is important, you guys. I see you, Lexi, commenting. I see you, Atara. I see you, Khadijah. I see you guys, and I want you to get this so badly that before you do anything, there has to be a huge, powerful living experience. In order for you to have it, there has to be this total mindset shift. And that no matter what you do, it really could be in vain if you yourself are not mentally equipped, like David calls it, your technology. Your technology is everything up in here. Everything up and through here is your technology. It's what you own. It's what you can control. And so, David, I want you to tell us a little bit more. When I met you putting on this event, and we talked about, how could I introduce you to our audience, and how could you introduce me to your audience? And we felt like CEO Fuel was a great start. And who better else to have this conversation but me and you? So can you tell us, where did the Powerful Living Experience come from, and what can people expect at your event?
Yeah, so we named the event after what we believe life is about, right? It's about having a powerful living experience. And as I mentioned before, we believe that that's about developing mastery in 3 areas: your mindset, your business, and your relationship. So once a year, we do an event in 2017. It's coming up in January, actually. It'll be January 20th, 21st, and 22nd in Orlando, Florida. So we do a 3-day immersion. It's an amazing event because it gets people set straight and aligned for what they want to accomplish that year. So that's the event that so many attendees have said not only changed their business, changed their year, but changed their life. So information about that event is at powerfullivingexperience.com. And we'll have hundreds of mission-driven entrepreneurs there who are just looking to create an extraordinary transformational year out of 2017.
Very good. Very good. So I'm encouraging, and listen, you guys know, I don't endorse or send my audience to places or to products or anything that I don't actually believe are going to be beneficial. I've never done it. I ain't going to start doing it. David ain't paying us to be on the show. So I really think that for anyone who is wanting to work with me and Coach Speak and Serve and elevating in their business and strategies, that if because only you know, right? You know what you've done. You know what has and hasn't worked. The application of strategies, really, it doesn't too much differ. Business is business. But if you're having a blockage, I encourage you to go to the Powerful Living Experience. And can you flash up a card for the Powerful Living Experience? You can actually go to the powerfullivingexperience.com. You can go to David Bayer's website and learn more information. There are the details there. And I really encourage you to go connect with me if you want more information. We're going to see how we can get some of our team to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to be there yet, but I am encouraging my audience to go, and we're sending a few of our team members because it's important. It's important that people understand that it's not just about strategies and tips. And I say this all the time. If your mind ain't right, your money ain't gonna flow, and neither is your impact. You won't make a big of an impact because there's some things in here that have to be reprogrammed, right? And it doesn't just come from a self-help book. It doesn't just come from you praying. It doesn't only come from you meditating. It doesn't only come from a singular conversation. It comes from intentional action on a consistent basis of a thing. And you have to be consistent with it in order for it to stick And so I'm encouraging people to go to the Powerful Living Experience. And David, I super, super duper appreciate you. But before you go and we move on into our next thing, tell us why you said yes to speaking to our audience, and then tell us, what would you like our audience to know in parting before you go?
Well, the reason why I said yes is because any opportunity that we have to help someone end their suffering and become a powerful creator, we're taking advantage of it. And I know who's listening to this live stream. I know that there are people with every single person on this live stream has greatness within them. They have a gift, they have a talent that they are meant to bring into the world to help solve the suffering of someone else. So that's our mission in the world. And any platform we have to do that, we're grateful to do it. I think in parting, what I would just say is that, again, everyone on this live stream is one thought away from a completely transformed business and life. And so the question is, do you know how to change your thinking? And if you don't know how to change your thinking, whether that's with me or whether that's with someone else, go find someone who's not just in the conversation about transformation, but who's teaching transformation, who's teaching brain change, who's teaching you how to change your thinking so that you can go out and kick ass.
Oh, thank you, David. Great.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Aprille. It's such an honor. I so appreciate it. And it was so great meeting you at Entrepalooza. I'm looking forward to co-creating so many incredible things together.
Yes, absolutely. And tell your beautiful significant other, Cheryl, I said hello as well.
I will.
And also shout out to Megan on your team for just making sure that we're all coordinated and copacetic.
Thank you. And Rhonda and your team for being so excited after our first meeting.
Listen, we was gonna look. We were even gonna do business together or go together. Like something was happening. So here we are. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you. I'll see you and talk to you soon.
You too. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys. Oh my God. So we just had an amazing time with David Baer. Make sure you're following him everywhere, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hi, my name is Lamar Tyler, and I'm the founder of Traffic, Sales, and Profit. And we're excited to sponsor this episode of CEO Fuel with Aprille Franks Hunt. At Traffic, Sales, and Profit, we help early-stage entrepreneurs, bloggers, and social media influencers drive more traffic, convert more sales, and grow more profit. Check us out at our website, trafficsalesandprofit.com.
And we are back. Wow. Listen, you guys, I love talking about mind transformation, mind shift, different things you can do, and how you can think beyond what you've been conditioned to believe up into this place in your life. And I really want to talk about that. But first, I really do want to go to the comments, okay? Because I want to say hello to some people. So let me tell you a couple funny stories, okay? So here's a funny story. One funny story is I forgot to book a makeup artist. So this is me doing my own makeup this morning. Second story is I got frustrated with my hair. So I went and bought a wig. So I hope y'all like it. I like it. I think it's kind of cute. Y'all better like it because it was not a cheap wig. It was a whole situation. So I hope that y'all like it. If you don't, get over it because I'm gonna be wearing it. Like I told someone I was gonna be wearing it until I had grandkids. So I want to just shout out to some people that are in our community and shout out to Sharice and to Kakila and to all the individuals who are showing up in our feed. Thank you so much. I'm loving the comments. I think they are amazing. So thank you so much, Carmen. Thank you so much, Yanni. Thank you, Atar. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Roseanne. Thank you, Philanda. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. I see you guys on there. I see you on the screen. And so here's what I want to talk about, okay? I really said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I feel like I have to because the authenticity in me just can't ignore everything I've been seeing on social media for like at least the past week. It's been happening for a while, but I really want to talk about it because there's just so much that I have to say. And I am not, let me just say this, I am the least political person that you will ever meet. Okay. I'm not sure. People always tell me because I own a successful business that should change. And maybe one day it will, but I really move about and I need everyone to hear this. Okay. We're moving into our learn and do segment. So grab your notepad. I have my notepad here. Grab your ink pen. I have my ink pen here. Grab whatever you need to grab, but we're about to go into learn and do. And I want to share with you some very personal things because I want you to know that you can have what you want and that you can do the things that you're wanting to do, but we've got to be real. And we have got to start thinking beyond what we believe is right or wrong in regards to the presidency, right? And so let me just share some very authentic things right now. I'm a conservative Democrat, meaning I have some conservative views, and I'm also have some very liberal views too, but I have a lot of conservative views. Now, I have voted Democrat ever since I was able to vote. And, as I was looking on social media, and I was pretty silent because I don't use my business as a platform to discuss my politics or religion or anything necessarily, because I don't have to, right? So this is an elected conversation that I'm having with you today. And so one of the things, I was not rooting for Donald Trump, and he won. And I have to say congratulations to him. I can't be a sore loser. And I can't walk and stomp around talking about Jesus is my president, because Jesus is not the president. Jesus is our spiritual leader, for those of you Christians who believe in Jesus. But here's what I have to say about losses, because everyone is up in arms about this, that, the third. And here's the truth. The truth is you control your shit. Are there things and decisions that will be made that you will disagree with? Yes. Has there always been? Yes. Will there always be? Yes. Has there been when you were in school? Yes. Were there policies made in meetings that happened that you had a say in and it still didn't go the way you wanted? Yes. Was there things at your workplace right now that happened that you're like, I don't agree with that, and you had a say, but it still didn't go the way you wanted? Yes. Did the shit tumble down? No. Why? Because you singularly have an obligation to still do well, to still increase your business, to still increase your mindset, to still increase the love in your household, to still grow your whatever you're growing. You still have that ability. So why we all suddenly are on this whole Trump is going to control our whole fucking life is just kind of pissing me off. I'm like, I don't feel, and listen, I am a Black feminist. I would have never voted for him, even if he was a Democrat with the shit that he says, right? I would have never done that. And I didn't. But what I'm saying is, I don't give that much control of my emotions and what I'm thinking and what I do to any one individual. I don't care if he's the president. I'm not giving him that much control of my life and what I'm going to be doing and what I can teach my daughter and what I can teach you. I'm not giving that much control. And so I'm not going to be, now, I will say this. I cried last night. I did. Because I felt some kind of way. And it does make me feel some kind of way because I am I'm a double minority, triple if you want to count the education piece, if you want to, right? And so I felt like, oh my God, and it makes me afraid. It does make me afraid a little bit to think that if, I'm not saying Donald Trump is a racist, I'm saying he says some things that piss me off and make me feel some kind of way about being Black. However, even with that, he still has no control in regards to my daily decision making and what I can do with my life and the impact I can still make on the world and the impact that you can make no matter who you voted for. And the truth is, neither would have Hillary. She would not have, if she had won, she would not have had that from me either. I could not have expected her to change my life. I can expect them to do a job that I wouldn't even want. I said to someone yesterday, oh my God, I was on a massage table last night. I got a massage, an hour and a half massage during when the election stuff first started. And I said to myself, I don't even know what type of crazy person want to run for president because it seems like the most stressful effing job in the world. And I don't even know what kind of joy is in it. Like, it just seems like stress, right? And they don't even get paid that much. I mean, I made more than the president. And it's like, I just want us to, I'm getting ready to give you these tips. So I got them. So don't worry. But I just had to say that, like, I want us to take our control back and stop acting like, I really want to say the P word. I'm going to say it. Stop acting like such pussies. Like, oh my God, our world is over, blah, blah. I mean, come on already. I mean, let's really think about this for a minute. That man ain't coming to your house. You ain't gonna never see him. 99% of you will never see him. He will never talk to you. And neither will Hillary, for that matter. So what are you going to do now? What can you learn from your losses? What can you now do as a result of what you feel like is a loss? And I want to talk to you about that. Because listen, I have had it. I have been fired. I have gone bankrupt. I have been kicked down. I have been put down. I have been talked about. Some of you may be disagreeing with what I'm saying right now, and I don't care. Why? Because this is my platform. This is what I'm electing. I started this Learn and Do Off with saying this is an elective conversation that I'm having that I probably will never have again. But I'm having it today because there has been discourse in our country. And the truth is, we live here and we have to work together. I'm not fucking going back to Africa. I'm not moving to Canada. I actually enjoy living here. You know, if I want to go visit Africa and visit, I will go visit, but I'm not by any means moving back. I don't think there's going to be boats. I just think that we have just gone crazy. And it's like, what God do you believe in? Many of you all are spiritual believers. And it's like, what are you believing? Stop being so effing contrary with what you believe. Stand strong in it. And stop acting like any one thing controls your entire existence and your actions, because it doesn't. Now, I'm done ranting. I want to teach you something. And I hope you get something out of that. But I just had to say it. And I even told the production team, we ain't talking about the election. So this is all like from the heart. I literally said that. But the truth is, I am an American. I was born here, and this is my country too. So for all of you all feeling some kind of way, just don't forget that. This is your country too, so stop acting like it's not. And don't allow, and this is another thing I want to say, do not allow, so you exercise your right to vote. Now go do something else. You have another 4 years of work to do. You did your one duty. You have 4 years of work to go do. So what are you going to do? How are you going to change? That's what I want to talk about. If you haven't shared this broadcast, I encourage you to share this broadcast. If you disagree with what I'm saying, share it and tell somebody, this chick don't know what the hell she's talking about. If you agree with what I'm saying, share it and tell them this chick is on point. Because all I'm saying is we have got to get beyond. We have got to get beyond. I refuse to give a whole bunch of control to anyone, when I have control over what I think, what I can do, who I can serve, and how my business can grow. And so what I've learned from my losses, number one, is understanding that when you lose, understand that you will probably never have to repeat that specific process again, and that there is something in it that is for you to learn. There is something in it. Shout out to Hillary. I wish I could say what I want to say, but I'm going to reserve that for my private circle. But I will say, Hillary, good going, girl, for fighting, for putting your hand in the race, for showing us, again, we're still making history. This is still a good thing in regards to her running and getting as far as she did, no matter what you thought about her. None of us run through this life unscathed without, things that we've done that we may or may not have been ashamed of, things that we wish we could have taken back. Everybody has that. So let's stop with the glass houses already. So number one is respecting your entire process to your progress. Respecting your entire process, the entire thing. You don't get to pick and choose out of it only what feels good, because it's the shit that doesn't feel good that really helps shape and mold your character. It's the thing that stops you, that makes you think and shift and do something different the next time. So for me, what I learned from my losses is what not to do the next time. What not to do the next time. Number two, I realized that I gave the loss too much power, which is what the whole conversation before this started. I gave the loss too much power. I forgot that I still have power even in the loss. That I still have power even in the loss, right? And wanted to shift that power and that energy that I have into something else. And that's what I'm asking you to do. Hashtag shift my power. Hashtag shift my power in the comments. This is your life we're talking about. These are the lives of people that you can impact that we're talking about. These are people that you can change the trajectory of their life, business, spirituality, or relationships that we're referring to right now. This is serious business. Number 3, I vowed to treat my wins and losses the same. So I don't get caught up in either one of them. It's all a learning experience. I'm treating my wins and losses the same. I don't want to give too much ego to my wins, and I don't want to give too much to my losses. I want to continue to grow. And no woe is me. We don't get that. And I just read a post where someone said, you have the right to be sad and depressed. Fuck that. No, you don't. What you sad and depressed for? Some of you are like, oh my gosh, she cusses too much. Hang up. I'm so done. Like, the gloves are coming off. Like, get over it already. Get over it already. Come on. Create the America you want. Create the life you want. That's what you have control over. What I refuse to do is act like a loser. And that's what's happening. I will not. You should not. You are still a winner. So again, the number 3 was creating your wins and losses the same, treating them the same way. The 4th thing that I learned is that get up and go again. Get up and go again. There is no quitting. There is no quitting. There is no quitting. Hashtag I am no quitter. Hashtag no quitting, whichever one's shorter for you. I know y'all are passionate because the comments is rolling through. I see your comments. I see what you're saying. Anna, I see you. And listen, I encourage you, because here's the task at hand, people. The task at hand is go and demonstrate the type of person, the type of things. There will always be an element of negativity in our world. It won't go away. That doesn't mean that we have to reduce ourselves. I will not be reduced. And I am encouraging you to adopt that same mentality. I will not be reduced or truly defeated in this path. These are our lives that we're talking about. And so I just want you to be encouraged this morning that no matter where you are and what side you're on, that we still have control. We're still individuals. And I'm still a winner. And I believe you are too. So in your business, I believe that you can be a winner. In your life, I believe that you can be a winner no matter what the journey has been, because that's what this conversation is about. Even when I got fired and went bankrupt, I still won. I'm still here. Even when you, whoever you are, sitting in New York City, sitting on the subway, trying to watch this broadcast, and you don't know how you're going to eat next week, you're still a winner. Even you who's invested money and you don't even see it anymore, you're still a winner. Even you, a single mama with 3 kids and you're trying to make ends meet and you're trying to go to school, you're still a winner. Even you, the man who is trying to provide for his family and is having a hard time because he just doesn't make quite enough money, but he has the desire and the will, you are still a winner. I don't care if you black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever demographic, whatever race, you are still a winner. We didn't lose. We have a decision to shift our minds. And like David said, to create a powerful living experience. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to talk about. And that's what I'm going to teach my clients is that, you know what? There's things that happen that we don't necessarily agree with, and we are still winning. So that being said, I wanted to share those 4 things with you because there's been things in my life that have occurred. And, I could have bowed out. I could have taken, I lost, I'm a loser, but I just can't. There's something in me that can't. And I want to give you through this screen as you're watching, I want to give you a little bit of it. I need you to have it because I want you to know that no matter what, this makes you a winner. This getting after it makes you a winner. And that's what CEO Fuel is about. How can we consistently win? And listen, entrepreneurship is about generating revenue. It's about creating opportunities. It's about creating revenue, right? And that's what this is about. How can we help you do that from here to the dollar side, to the dollars, and implementing things that work for you? You know, and I just had to get personal today for a minute and say, listen, we're still winning. I don't know about you, but this chick right here from Mobile, Alabama, CEO of Coach Speak and Serve, the talk show host for CEO Fuel, the producer of the Epic Conference, friend extraordinaire, I am a winner. Hashtag I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. You need that in your brain engraved every single day. What can you go out and do to make a huge difference in what you think could be unjust or wrong or not the way you'd want it to go? Go make a difference. Don't talk about making a difference. Same thing David said. It's one thing to talk about transformation. It's another thing to actually transform. So I don't want to be about a bunch of lip service. I want to be about growth. How can I help you grow your money? How can I help you grow your impact? That's what I want CEO Fuel to be about. That's what Coach Speak and Serve is about. Am I a little bit off the cuff? Hell yeah, I am. And I'm so okay with that in advance. Am I for everyone? No. No. And that's okay. I'm so cool with that. Go find your leader. Go find your leader. Go do your thing. Go do great things. Right? Go do great things. A couple things I want to share with you. So thank you for listening, to our Learn and Do segment. Thank you so much. I see all the shares. I see all the comments. Thank you so much, Claudia Donnell on our team, for engaging with our audience while I'm live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Rhonda and Kelly, who are holding things down in Oklahoma City while I'm in Los Angeles, California. I want to shout out to all of my clients, our core clients, our Amplify Mastermind clients, our Epic Speakers clients, our Ignite clients, and all of our community and Coach Speak and Serve, and say, we're winning. And I'm going into 2017 on a gladiator type mission to help more people win. And that's the task at hand. The task at hand is, how can we win more? Hashtag win more. Hashtag win more. That's the mindset I want to move into today with this early in the morning. Already, I'm moving in with win more. So if you aren't following CEO Fuel, make sure you're following me on every platform at Epic Aprille. This is what I want to share with you guys on some things that are coming up before we shut down the show. We're coming to the top of the hour. I got 3 minutes to get this out. We're going to be live streaming starting next week on Periscope as well. So you'll be able to watch us on Periscope or Facebook Live. So whichever one, it's the same visual experience. Also, you'll be able to soon watch me on YouTube Live. So if you're a YouTuber and you prefer to watch YouTube, you'll be able to watch me on YouTube Live. And then soon, I can't give you the date, but we'll be live streaming also on LinkedIn. So you'll be able to watch me on LinkedIn. So wherever platform works for you, you'll be able to tune in to CEO Fuel every single Wednesday. Now, this is season 1, episode 7, and we're going to be going on hiatus after episode 10. So we've got 3 more episodes, 8, 9, and 10. And these next 3 episodes are going to be different. I'm going to be bringing on clients and people that we've helped, and I want them to talk to you about what is working for them. Don't you want to know how to make more money? Yes. Hashtag more money. Don't you want to know how to have more influence? And the fact that influence and credibility leads to more money. Influence and credibility leads to more money. Don't you want that from real people? And that's what we want to bring you. So we're switching up our format. We appreciate all of our amazing guests. And we're going to continue I'm going to continue to introduce you people that I meet along my journey. But I just want you to know that we're going out of 2016 feeling good about life and business, about impact and purpose, about influence and profits. We're not stopping. We're forging ahead. We're moving forward. And so I just have to say again, thank you to David Bayer. Make sure you're following him on social media. Make sure you go check him out at davidbayer.com. Also, I want to tell you guys later on today, I believe Kim Garst is up at 2 p.m. Jenny Q's on at 8 p.m. You can, Enlightened Audio Visual is looking, and they're scouting out new talent for new live streamers. I want you to know about to crush this thing. And I'm so serious about it. If we're going to do it, then we're going to do it. We are going for gold. We're going for the Olympic medal of live streaming. And so I thank you for watching. I thank you for tuning in every week. Again, my name is Aprille Franks Hunt. I am the master coach and president of Coach Speak and Serve. I am the host of CEO Fuel, and I am proud to be an American. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next Wednesday.
That's all for now. Be sure to tune in next time for your CEO Fuel. Remember, follow @EpicApril socially everywhere to stay connected. Be epic.